is Linda Aman, and I have a painting that I did a couple years ago that I put away because I wasn't pleased with the rocks and the abstracted work that I was doing. So recently I took some gesso and I was going to cover the entire thing to repurpose the canvas. And then I realized I really did like some of the underlying design. So what I have done is I've taken this painting and I have come over with a scraper with some gesso, which is just an acrylic, and came over it and started it. So now today what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and disappear a couple other areas. So I'm going to put some gesso down here in the corner because I want this to go down just a little bit and a little bit up here. And I'm just going to scrape it around to add some opaqueness so that it will be a little less see-through down here because I want a little bit more of that to disappear. But I'm going to be a little strategic of how I do it because I do like some of the design that I've had underneath. So as I do this, I'm going to think of the directions I'm working so that I keep what I've got started. Anything that is too much I will just not worry about and come back to later. So I'm going to scrape in a little bit here. And the other thing I'm going to do is take some molding paste because I want to put some texture into it now. So I like that. So I'm going to stop at that spot with the opaqueness there. I am going to bring a little more of this out because I like that color underneath and just reveal a little bit to the corner yet because I don't know what I'm going to want of that. And then this extra, you just come and opaque that. So I already changed my mind a little, and I'm going to come to that. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to get some molding paste. And I am going to bring some texture in this area. And I have a little bit of a netting, and this netting I actually got off of a potato bag. It's where the potatoes, just came in a big bag, and I really liked the texture, and I thought it would work well for coming through. So I'm just going to come through here and just scrape across so that I can get some of those little holes to show up, and it should work pretty nicely through here. And I can lift it, and good, it worked. And then I'm going to take my scraper and adjust any angles that I want to just keep what I want. And then I think I'll bring another little bit over here. So I'll get a little more molding paste and just come through here again so that there'll be a little bit of texture through that area. And I'll put one place more. And that'll just come down with just some there. And then I'm going to take one more, that'll come through here. This would be a nice area to just bring in this little shape a bit of that squared off texture. I like that. And maybe a little here so that it continues. So that gives me some design. And then I'll just throw this into some water so I can use it again. And I'm going to take a little bit of gauze. It's lighter weight, and I'm thinking if I bring it up alongside this, it will be less textured if I can get to work here, and not quite as organized. These others are pretty dotted, and this you can see is going to be a little more random with the way that it will come through. Let's get a little bit more on there. You'll see it stretches out, and that will make it move just a little bit more varied. Because what we want is the viewer to always have interesting things to look at. So the more varied you get it, sometimes the better. So now I've got it coming through there. I think I would take just a tiny bit. It lays through here and just drag up a little here. And after I put it on, I can scrape it off if I don't care for it. But I think I like the shape that I'm getting there. Let me just see. I do. I like that. So now it comes through there. So this I can throw away because it's not. You could even work it into it, but I'm going to throw that away. And I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to come back with some other things. But I do like the cruciform design that I'm getting so far. Right here, while I've still got a little bit of this gesso, I am going to layer this down just a little. See how that just made it a little less see-through, a little more opaque. And now I've got some design I like that I'm working with. So I'll get this into some water to make sure that it's going to be all right. And I will return. Thank you.